And tonight, man, we got to go ahead and burn these damn frankincense sticks, family. Just because, you know, ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to burn the little frankincense sticks because we're out of the Oman. But don't trip. Don't trip, because the Oman will be back in the building, man. We're just on a little drought right now. We on a drought. We ain't drought. We ain't gonna have nothing. We got a little something. Frankincense sticks. So that's what we just gonna light up for the class tonight. And y'all can see the class.
We have tucked off in the storehouse. Franken sticks.
You know what I'm saying? Frankincense. We got frankincense and frankensticks. That's what these is right here. Franken-sticks, man. Just a little something to pacify the time till we get that Oman shipment back in.
Right. So, all right, this is day 29. Yes, Shabbat Shalom to all the YouTube viewers and Periscope viewers out there.
Right.
Brother Malak and Brother Amos and Brother Greg, Brother Shalom in the building. Here at Temple Israelites, 10921 North 56th Street, Suite 258, right? 33617, Tampa, Florida, right? And you see the topic, man. The brother we finna bring out a heavy class, but the Most High, this is his word, so it's his class. You know what I'm saying? But Brother Amos is about, you know what I'm saying, the vessel of the Brother Amos, right? Operating in the spirit of the Most High, man. Counting Pentecost, man.
All praise to
So
him.
get your pen and pad.
Yes, sir.
The only way you're gonna be able to keep track.
Pen and pad. Only thing, you ain't gonna need your calculator. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really a simple count, man. It's only 30 days in a month, man. So we're going to start out. We're going to open up, man, in Galatians chapter 4 and verse 10. You know, Galatians chapter 4, verse 10, man. Counting Pentecost. You know, this is very, just like everything else is important, but this is very important to understand it because it's counting. You know what I'm saying? You got to count, man. All right. Galatians 4 and 10.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 10. You observe days and months and times and years.
So, okay, we got to understand that. That's why this is a very instrumental scripture, right? Going into this class. All right, counting Pentecost. Read that again.
Ye observe days.
See that? Ye observe days. See, got to observe days. Right? Because we know, like in Sirach, it says, you know, Most High say he hallowed feast days, holy days, and he others he made ordinary days. So you got to observe days. Read on.
And months.
And months. What is month? What it derives from the word month? Oh, Brother Greg. Where the word month come from? Moon.
Moon, yeah.
Right. The word month comes from the word moon. So ye observe days and months and what else?
And years.
And times.
Times.
And years.
And times and years.
Right. We observe days, months, times, and years. This sounds like a commandment. Right. It's in Galatians, it's not written in the law, but ye observe days, months, times, and years. You got to. This is go back in Genesis 1:14. This is how we observe our feast days. This is how you know what? New moon day is number what?
Right.
How is you going to know that?
Right.
New moon day is number 1. See? That's one feast day that's already numbered. Right? And we always bring out the scripture, what? Psalm 90 verse 12 teaches us to number our days. So that's why this is very important. You observe days, months, and times, and years.
Right, bro.
That's how we get an understanding of counting and counting Pentecost. So let's go Leviticus.
And that times is not talking about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. They're talking about like latter the times and you know what I'm saying, like those times, like observe the times that we're living in, right?
Exactly.
That's what it's saying.
The times
not 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock.
Right.
That's real. We gotta understand that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, pagan, just as well as the calendar, that Gregorian calendar, pagan.
Exactly.
All right.
Bro. Exactly. Now go to Acts chapter 2 real quick. Since we're in the New Testament, let's jump over to Acts real quick. Acts chapter 2, man.
Acts chapter 2.
You can start at verse 1 because we gotta understand is that, you know, Pentecost, when we're reading about the 1611 King James Bible, it's history, right? So Pentecost, these are real days. These are real feast days that were observed and commemorated, right? Go ahead, Acts 2 and 1.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place.
See that? That's very important right there. Okay, and when the day of Pentecost was fully come, because what we doing, we counting what feast day? We're talking about the Pentecost, right? So when the day of Pentecost was fully come, how's it fully come? You had to count up to it, bro. You had to count. And we understand a little bit, the people that are watching, Pentecost is about accounting, right? 40, 49, 50 days and 7 Sabbaths and things like that. We're going to be reading in Leviticus chapter 23. But right here it's saying, and the day of Pentecost was fully come, because Pentecost also means, you're going to learn, it means harvest.
Right.
See? So for it to fully come, it had to what? Fully be harvested.
Right.
Right. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. Now we all just gonna come together in the name of love.
See, what is love?
We all just come together in love.
Right.
We all just
what is
love.
Right? Not letting your brother go off. Right? With one accord in one place. You know what I'm saying? That's the love right there. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't doing it all, you know what I'm saying, on one accord, I can't be joined unto you. Right. That's love, man. Right. Then you're going to see that and you're going to, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have a thought in your head, then you're going to go back and search the scriptures, man. Because you're going to be like, wait a minute, let me see if I'm tripping. Or is this brother tripping? Because he don't want to be on one accord with me for some reason. Right. Who's off? Right.
That's what we need to be paying attention to.
That's what we're doing. Nobody finna come on the court. No, man.
Exactly, because then we say, if that's the case, then we all let's all join together with the Christianity church. Right. Let's all come together with the Catholics. Right. We're gonna all come together with the Masons. Let's just all come together. We know that's off, man. You see what I'm saying? So we can't come into this understanding of Israelites becoming to our heritage, talking about just all coming together. No, that's not what this is. That is not what this is, and everybody knows that, but don't want to admit and agree and walk it. Right? So again, and on the day of the Pentecost was fully come, because we understand we're talking about the harvest. That's what you're going to understand what Pentecost is. It's a harvest. Okay? They were all with one accord in one place, man, and that's very important. All right? Because it's a count. It's a what? What's a feast? An appointed time.
Right, bro.
So we're counting an appointment, man. Okay? Now let's go to from there. We talking about, I said harvest. So let's go to Christ real quick. Let's go to Messiah, man. John 4:35. Let's go to the Messiah real quick. John 4, verse 35. Because the word, you write in your notes, brothers and sisters, people that's watching YouTube Periscope, right? Pentecost means harvest. Pentecost means harvest, right? It's actually the spring summer harvest. All right, John 4 in verse 35. To further prove that, right? How do we know that Pentecost is harvest? All right, let's see what the Messiah said. John 4.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 4, verse 35. Right. Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest.
What the Messiah said?
Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest.
That's the question. There are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest? So how many days is 4 months? Well, let me pause. How many days are in a month according to Scripture? 30. Right. So he's saying,
say not ye. There are 4 months.
How many months?
There are yet 4 months. And then cometh harvest.
And then cometh harvest. Then come Pentecost. Okay? So how many days are 4 months? If 1 month is 30, how many days is 120? I'm sorry, I just gave it to you. 4 months is what? 120.
Right.
See that? 120 days. We got to understand that. A harvest is 120 days.
Right.
Ain't nothing harvesting in 1 month.
Right.
Ain't nothing harvesting 2 months. 2 months is what? 60 days. 3 months is what? 90 days. Nothing's harvesting that fast. We got to understand that, man. We got to understand that. We have to understand harvest. That helps with your understanding of counting Pentecost. Because you're not harvesting nothing that's not ready to harvest.
Right.
Right. You're going to go out there and plant a tomato and then think you're going to dig it up in a couple of days?
Right.
Or next month? That's not going to happen. Okay, we got to understand that. So how many months are in harvest?
4 months.
4 months. Now, let's get it. Leviticus chapter 23. And why Leviticus chapter 23? That's the chapter that tells us what? About our feast days. And we let our brothers and sisters know that there's 3 feasts that aren't listed in Leviticus 23. What are those? New Moon Day, feast is not listed in Leviticus chapter 23. Feast of Purim is not listed in Leviticus chapter 23. And the Feast of Dedication. Right. And Day of Simon.
Right. And Maccabees.
Simon. Right. There's a couple more now.
Yeah,
there are a couple more.
There are a couple more. Yeah, but those are main. Those are some real main. Like,
I'm glad you said that, Simon. That's another one. That is another. We need to look into that.
Right.
All right. And now we back at law. Let's go Leviticus chapter 23.
Leviticus chapter 23. We had Leviticus chapter 23, and we're gonna start at 1.
Yeah, start at 1.
Start at 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel,
right,
and say unto them concerning the feast of the Most High.
Concerning the feast, appointed times. We know counting Pentecost. Pentecost is what? Appointed time. Read on.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts.
These are my feasts. These are my appointed times, Israel. His Heavenly Father giving us his appointed times. Read on. 6
days shall work be done.
Right.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation.
And this first feast that's listed is what? Talking about the Sabbath. All praise to the Most High. Today is the last Shabbat of the month of Abib. It's day 29 right now. So when it says 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th is the Sabbath day, according to this work week, the 6 days that we had was day 20, according to the scriptures, was day 23, day 24, day 25, day 26, day 27, and day 28. That's your 6 days right here this week. And then day 29 and today, the Shabbat. That's how we count the Shabbat, by the scriptures according to the moon. Right? Go ahead, read on.
Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings.
In all your dwellings. Read on.
These are the feasts of the Most High.
We're still talking about the feast, appointed times. In this class, counting Pentecost. Read on.
Even holy convocations.
Right.
Which ye shall proclaim in their season.
In their season. We got to understand, we're in the what? Harvest season. Summer, spring, harvest season. That's what this is. This is the season that we in. Right? Read on.
In the 14th day of the first month,
right,
at even, is the Most High's Passover.
The Most High's Passover. You go back, scroll back into our videos, man. We had the Passover. It's a beautiful occasion, man. Read on.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread.
Now, and on what day?
On the 15th day.
We got to understand, the 15th day is very, very instrumental throughout the scriptures, man.
Right.
Okay, the 15th day is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The 15th day is the day that the children of Israel led out of Egypt. Okay, the 15th day you have the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The 15th day is the day of the Feast of Tabernacles. The 15th day is the full moon. It's the middle of the month. 15th day is very instrumental without the history of the Israelites. It's very important, very imperative to know. Day 15 is very instrumental. All right, throughout the history of the Israelites. All right. Go ahead.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, you go ahead. When it
burns.
Verse 6.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread,
right,
unto the Most High. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
And that's day 15 to day 21. We just had the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's beautiful, brothers. Learn how to make unleavened bread. We ate good, man. Chocolate chip, caramel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So all praise, man. Feast of Unleavened Bread, day 15 to day 21. So read on.
In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation.
That's day 15.
Ye shall do no servile work therein. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. 7 days.
7 days. 15 to the 21st.
In the 7th day is an holy convocation.
That's day 22. Read on.
You shall do no servile work therein.
Why? Because it's a Sabbath. That's day 22. That's the Sabbath. Okay. Okay, now. Go ahead, verse 10.
Verse 10. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you.
See, that's key right there, brothers and sisters. When ye be come into the land which I give unto you. We gotta understand, we left out of Egypt when? Hold that. Let's go to Exodus 16 real quick. We're gonna come back to that, Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Exodus 16. And me and the brother had to make sure we did some extensive research to make sure we were giving out the right information, man. You know what I'm saying? We had to go through this thing a few times to make sure we was on point with this, man. This count has to be what? Perfect. The law of the Lord is perfect.
Woo!
Math is perfect, man. 10 and 10 is what? 20. Ain't no 21, ain't no 19, ain't no 19 and a half, ain't no 19.5.
Right.
The law of the Lord is perfect. No, math is perfect, man. So 10 and 10 is 20. There's no way around that, right? Oh, boom, all praise, man. Exodus chapter 16, verse 1.
Exodus chapter 16, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel
Right.
came unto the wilderness of Sin,
Right.
which is between Elim and Sinai.
Uh-huh.
On the 15th day
You see that? The 15th day, key day throughout Israelite history. Read on.
of the second
Of
month.
the second month. The only way you can do that is observing the what? Moon. The ordinance that the Heavenly Father told us to obey, man. Told us to. So the 15th day of the second month after the departing out of the land of Egypt. So what that's telling us? The 15th day. That's significant. You see that? That's significant right there. Let's go back to Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 10 again. It says, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, read on.
When you be coming into the land which I give unto you.
Day 15. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going back to what?
No, go ahead. Read on. I was just interluding. Go ahead.
Oh, but when ye be coming to the land which I give unto you,
Right.
and ye shall reap the harvest thereof.
Right.
Then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Right. We're talking about, like you said, from the winter. You see that? Now, read on.
And he shall wave the sheaf before the Most High to be accepted for you.
Right. And we're talking about, what day are we talking about? The day that we're going to leave out of the land of Egypt. We're talking about day 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
Read on.
On the morrow after the Shabbat.
On the what?
On the morrow after the Shabbat.
Shabbat was day 15, right? So what's tomorrow? If the Shabbat's day 15,
16.
What's tomorrow?
Day 16.
You see that? So, say that again. So read that 11 again.
And he shall wave the sheaf before the Most High to be accepted for you on the morrow after the Shabbat.
All right.
The priest shall wave it.
So again, that's day what?
16.
Day 16. Now let's jump down to verse 15. Now we're finna get into this.
Right.
Because we're talking about counting Pentecost. So we're understand what day are we coming from. We're at 16 right there.
Right. Right.
Right.
We just read it in Exodus 16.
We just read it.
That was the second month, the 15th day of the second month.
Right.
This is the month after we, you know what I'm saying? Right? After Feast of Unleavened Bread, that we left up out of Egypt.
Right. So it's proven at the 15th day when
Right.
it came out, right?
Right,
It says on the morrow after the Sabbath,
Right.
shall reap. That's what, day 16.
Day 16.
Now jump down to
Right.
verse 15.
Verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Shabbat,
You're after that, day 15.
from the day that he bought the sheaf of the wave offering.
Day 16.
7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
So what shall be complete?
7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
All praise to the Most High. Now watch your head here. Now, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete from what? From day 16 of that month, right? So 7 Sabbaths. So that's what? How many Sabbaths is that? That's one.
That's one.
Day 22. That's what?
2.
2. And that's in the month 1. 2 Sabbaths. And how many Sabbaths shall be complete?
2.
7.
7, I mean.
Right?
That's 2.
So that's 2.
Right.
Then when you go to month 2, that's 1. That's 3. 4. 5. 6. That's the end of month 2. Right? And then day 8 of what? Month what?
3.
3.
Right.
That's your 7 Sabbaths right there. Y'all can write that down.
Yep.
Day 8 of the 3rd month is your 7 Sabbaths complete. Day 8 of the 3rd month. I just wrote it right at the bottom of scripture 15. Day 3, day 8, month 3. And 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. That's what that is.
That's on 15.
Right. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. That will land you on day 8 month 3.
Right.
You got that? We understand that, Israel. And we only can get that. You can't get that by that Gregorian calendar, Israel. You have to be counting by the ordinance the Most High gave us in Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, man. Okay, now go in. Verse 16.
Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Shabbat.
Right, even tomorrow after the 7th Shabbat, read.
Shall ye number 50 days.
You see
and
that?
ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Most High.
See that? So, after, so it's telling you, even unto the morrow, after the 7th Sabbath, ye shall number 50 days.
So,
okay?
So we know if we go a whole month to day 8 of the 4th month, that'll be 30 days.
That's 30.
You know what I'm saying? And you count your 50 days. I mean your other 20 days. I mean, sorry about that. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I did something wrong, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did something wrong.
Hold on. You see.
I did
third.
It said 50 days.
Boom. And 50 days after the 7th Sabbath.
Yeah, because we're in day 8 of the 3rd month. So 30 days will be day 8 of the 4th month.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's 30 days.
Yeah. And then 20 more days after that.
Right. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and then add 1. I think it's 49 plus 1. Wait a second. Because that's landed us. Wait a second. It's another 49 plus 7. Let me get this back. Now, see, this is how we dig into our notes, Israel. Make sure that we definitely on point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 7 Sabbaths, that's 49. Total of 14 Sabbaths. So after that Sabbath, count 50 days after the 7th Sabbath. Okay, and ye shall count unto you, verse 16, even unto the morrow, after the 7th Sabbath, ye shall number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering.
So that 50 starts on 9, right?
That 50 starts from 9.
Yeah.
Day 9.
Day 9.
So day 9, and that's month. That's month 3.
where I messed up at. That's where I messed up at because I remember I said I went from day 3 of the 3rd month. I had said another 30 days will be day 8. Went back around like that.
Right.
But go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Because we trying to do it right. Okay, so boom, it's all right. So we know it's another 7 Sabbaths. It says, okay, you shall number 50 days and offer meat offering. Right, 49 days is another 7 Sabbaths.
Yeah, 49 is another 7 Sabbaths.
So from there,
From that
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
But we ain't got no moon.
You see what I'm saying?
What about no moon? It didn't say
No
number.
moon ain't in, it's Sabbaths.
It's
It's just all Sabbaths. You see what I'm saying?
40 days, number 40 days.
You got this.
It say
You
40
got
days,
it.
not
It's 40 days, it's 7 Sabbaths.
days.
You did that.
Right, it's 7 Sabbaths. So you see what I'm saying? So after that, you count another 7 Sabbaths.
You know what I'm saying? On another 7 Sabbaths, say 50 days.
That 50 plus 50, look. See right here? But it's a total of 14 Sabbaths. It's 7, it's 49, because look right here. Okay. Look right
Oh,
here.
what I'm doing is I'm adding new moon day. That's what I'm doing that's what I'm doing. I'm counting new moon day.
Right. I got you. But it's all right. That's how we get the count right. So when it's saying right here, even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath, and to the morrow after the 7th Sabbath. So what's after the 7th Sabbath? Day 9. You see that? You shall number 50 days.
Yeah, 50 days. Right.
You see that? So you have the sheaf offering wave, 7 Sabbaths you complete. That's day 8, month 3. Even to the morrow after the 7th Sabbath, you shall number 50 days.
50 days, not 50 days. That's what I'm saying.
See here? This is where I get this from right here. See here? Because you have 7 Sabbaths is the same as 49 days. Alright? Okay. Then right here when it's saying to wave off for 7 Sabbaths you shall be complete. Even tomorrow after the 7th Sabbath you shall number 50 days.
Right.
I'm trying to find that one which is, it was a 49 plus 1 and then 50. Okay, let's just count from here. Let's count from here. Okay, boom. That's 7 Sabbaths. Then you got, and that's the one after tomorrow. And then you count from here. 50 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, right? 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Damn right. See that? Damn, that's what it is. Israel, see, that's why, notice we don't edit, man. We just make sure that we gonna get it right. We ain't editing no videos,
Yeah,
man.
right.
All right, boom, let's go, bro. It's all praise, dog. Watch your head real quick. Boom. So, we understand after them 50 days, after that count, that brought us to what? Day 8 of the 3rd month. Then you count 50 days from the morrow, which is day 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. So your Pentecost lands on the last Shabbat of the 4th month.
Right.
All praise to the Heavenly Father, man.
Right.
Day 29 of the last month, man.
Right.
Of the 4th month. The last Shabbat, I don't think the last. Last Shabbat of the 4th month is Pentecost. That's how we got it pinned. So we understand that, damn, we tell brothers the Shabbat, the last Shabbat of month 4 is Pentecost. How you get that? Counting. Let's pause. Let's go to Psalm 90 verse 12.
I see why I messed up, bro. I'm sorry, man. That's why I had to let you just do it.
It's all good, bro.
And even unto the morrow after the 7th Shabbat.
Right.
You sort of, what I'm saying, start your count from there. You know what I'm saying? After.
That's why I say, like I said, a lot of times, what do? I'm sure everybody, man, we have to go over these things over and over and over to make sure we got it right, man. Right? Psalm 90 verse 12, man.
Right. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 90. And verse 12. So, teach us to number our days.
And what's the name of this class? Counting Pentecost. So we got to do what?
So, teach us to number our days.
Just to count. We learned how to count in elementary school, man. When we say the heathen, they taught us reading comprehension and they taught us math, bruh. So teach us number our days, and this is the most important part, read.
That we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Right, that wisdom. We use wisdom in everything that we do, especially being servants of the Heavenly Father, man. It's Bible, dog. You have your reading comprehension has to be on point, man. And you have to stay there until you get it right, man. Keep digging. You see? So teach us number our days that we apply our hearts unto wisdom, and that's what we're doing. All right, count to Pentecost. That's what you're going to have to do, man. That pagan calendar ain't going to give you Pentecost. You got to count using the ordinance and the moon, man. Okay, let's go back to Leviticus chapter 23.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 23.
You can start at 15 again.
Day what? 15?
Yeah.
I said day 15. See, I'm so...
That's that day. That's
all
an
right.
important day.
Leviticus 23:15.
Right.
And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye bought the sheaf of the wave offering.
That's day 16. Read on.
7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
And when you count from day 16 of the first month, that 7 days, 7 Sabbaths complete, it lands you on day 8 of the 3rd month. Read on.
Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath.
That's day 9. Read.
Shall ye number 50 days.
So you got to count 50 days after day 9 of the 3rd month.
Right.
That's where you're starting your count at. You're 50. Starts at day 9. day 9 of the 3rd month, when you start your count, you're 50. Okay? And that's going to bring you to the 4th month, day 29, is your Pentecost, man. Okay, now let's jump over to, let's go to Exodus chapter 32. Let's get some history, man. Exodus chapter 32. Because this is what we got to understand, brothers and sisters. Right? I say brothers and sisters because we got sisters that be on Periscope and be on YouTube, man. There were three high holy days that's commanded for us to go to Jerusalem, right? All right? 3 high holy days commanded to Jerusalem. Am I right? 3 high holy days.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let's go to Deuteronomy 16. We're going to come back to Exodus 32. Let's go to Deuteronomy 16:16 real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16. We gotta understand that there's 3 high holy days that's commanded for us to go to Jerusalem. Y'all know what those are? Mm-hmm. We're gonna read about it right here. Deuteronomy 16:16. There's 3 high holy times a year, high holy days, 3 times a year that men are commanded to go to Jerusalem. Remember we read about Paul had to get to Jerusalem, and this one and that one had to get to Jerusalem. There were 3 times a year that we had to get to Jerusalem. Deuteronomy 16:16.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
There 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Most High thy God.
You see that? 3 times a year,
Thy
brother.
power.
We're going to read about it. We're going to read about it. Read on.
In the place which he shall choose.
And what place is that?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem, man. That go to 2 Chronicles 6. Read on.
In the feast of unleavened bread.
You see that? Feast of Unleavened Bread, Passover. Read.
In the feast of weeks.
Feast of Weeks. That's Pentecost right there.
Mm-hmm.
Read on.
And in the feast of tabernacles.
Tabernacles, that's in month 7. So these are 3 times a year. Read.
And they shall not appear before the Most High empty.
They don't come empty, man. But anyway, those 3 times a year. Passover time, Feast of Unleavened Bread. Pentecost, which is Feast of Weeks. Okay? And Feast of Dedication. Now this is a good thing I got from the brother, man. 3 times. Now these 3 holy convocations commemorate something. Passover commemorates what? Us being led out of Egypt. We know the history behind that, right? Passover commemorates the children of Israel being led out of Egypt. Okay? Now, what about Pentecost? What does Pentecost commemorate? You want to take a shot at that, Al? What does Pentecost commemorate? We know the Passover commemorate the children of Israel being led out of Egypt. What does Pentecost commemorate?
It commemorates the harvest.
That's a good answer, bro. Close. That's a good answer, though. That's a good answer. It commemorates when Moses came down from the mountain. What did he come down from the mountain with?
He came down with the wheat.
What did he come down with?
With
The tables, the stones.
Law. Yeah.
It was when we were given the commandments.
Okay.
That's Pentecost. When Moses came down from the mountain. We're going to read about that in Exodus chapter 32.
I remember he did that.
You're right.
Yeah.
All praise. And now Tabernacles is the time that we what? What are Tabernacles about? Okay, think about this. What did we do during the time of Tabernacles? We dwell in
wilderness.
Right.
Right.
So you just said it. So Tabernacles commemorates when?
It commemorates when we're in the wilderness.
That 40 years we were in the wilderness.
Right.
That's what that commemorates.
So
that's what Tabernacles. I'm saying these
That's
3
what it
times a
means.
year.
That's what it means.
These 3 times a year.
From those events that happened as we were coming out of Egypt, those are the 3 high holy days.
Those are the 3 houses that we're commanded to go to Jerusalem.
Right.
Right. But Passover commemorates when the children of Israel led out of Egypt. Pentecost commemorates when the laws and commandments were given to the Israelites when Moses came down from the mountain. And the Tabernacles commemorates when we were in the wilderness for 40 damn years.
Right. In booths, dwelling in booths.
So you got to count to get that.
All praises. You don't have a choice. Don't sound like you have a choice, huh? We just read Galatians 4:10. Ye shall observe days, right? Months, times, and years. That's why I went to that first, man. Galatians 4:10.
How else you gonna be the watchman?
All praises to all. Let's go. Exodus chapter 2.
What else to say, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Exodus.
I know my word ain't good enough for nobody most high
32.
on me. So, you know.
Exodus chapter 32, man. Let's go.
Exodus chapter 32, and
we're going to start at verse 1, man. Exodus 32, verse 1, man. So now we're going into Moses, right? Because we're not, what is it still? Counting Pentecost. We already counted, now we're going into Pentecost. Let's go. Exodus 32, 1.
And when Exodus 32, 1, and when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down, sorry about that. Sorry, you had to yawn real quick. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as of for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we want not what is become of him.
You see that? So now what was happening right here, man? Israelites, our people, man, we tripping. Man, Moses has been gone, man. What the hell's going on? Y'all got us out here in this wilderness. Remember, they out in the wilderness, bro. They left Egypt. They out in the wilderness wondering what the hell's going on, man. Moses up in my air, man. And we got to understand why. It's two reasons. It's a reason why they tripping like that. Because they know something's coming up, man. See? They know something's coming up. Moses gone. Aaron, man, make us a... What he said? He said, Aaron, do what? Go up.
As for Aaron said unto him, Go up, make us gods, which shall go before us.
You see what I'm saying? So the children of Israel is telling Aaron, man, you need to do something. Moses ain't back yet. Okay? Go ahead. Verse 2. Read on.
Verse 2. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me.
You see that? So we talking about of all these people that broke up all their gold. They took all their gold and given it to Aaron. Read on, verse 3.
And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron.
Would you agree that so this a bunch of gold? If everybody done took off all their gold earrings and everything and they gave to Aaron, that's a lot of gold. Would you agree? Okay, verse 4.
And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool.
With a graving tool,
after he had made it a molten calf.
A molten calf, man. A damn idol. This is what our people resulted to, man. Moses taking too long, man. We need something. That's basically what's going on right
Impatient.
here. Impatient as hell.
Man.
Read on.
And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Shoot, that's a damn abomination right there. Hold that. Let's go to Amos 5:26. What are you talking about this damn molten image, man? Let's get a little pieces on this. Amos chapter 5.
Amos chapter 5, verse 26. But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch.
Moloch was a Moab god. Read on.
And chewing your images.
And chewing your images. That's your Saturn god, which is a golden calf. That chewing right there.
Oh, that's a chewing?
Chewing, yeah. C-H-I-U-N. Chayun. Chayun. Your images.
Yeah.
Right? Read on.
The star of your God.
Of your God.
Which he made for you to yourself.
See what you made to yourself. They ain't got to do with the Most High and what he want, right? This is a molten image, a false god that they're getting restless, right? And want Aaron to just build them something, man. Right? Now from there, we're going back to Exodus. From there, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 9.
Short attention span.
Right.
Deuteronomy chapter what?
Chapter 9. Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 9 and 16. And I looked, and behold, ye had sinned against the Most High your power.
How?
And had made you a molten calf.
You see that? That's what our people did. Made a damn molten calf. Read on.
Ye had turned aside quickly out of the way which the Most High had commanded you.
And what you just said, they got what?
Ye have turned aside quickly out of the way which the Most High had commanded you.
Right. You have turned aside quickly. Well, you said they were impatient.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Turn aside quick with short attention span. Right? Okay, jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20. And the Most High was very angry with Aaron.
Why? Because Aaron went down and made a molten calf. Read.
Mm-hmm. To have destroyed him.
Mm-hmm.
And I prayed for Aaron also the same time.
Read on.
And I took your sin, the calf which he made, and burnt it with fire, and stamped it in, and ground it very small.
Right.
Even until it was as small as dust. And I cast the dust thereof into the brook that descended out of the mountain.
So the Most High did away with that damn black golden calf, destroyed it. But you know what? It's some Let's go back to Exodus 32. We're gonna read about not only but what he did with that. This was historical too. This is something that's deep that went on. And he burned it with fire, stamped it, and ground it very small. So when you ground something very small down to what? Dust or down to powder. He broke that damn camel down to powder, man.
And that was gold.
That was gold.
You know what I'm saying?
You see that? I'm just giving a little side note right here, just giving y'all something. Why he did that and what they did with that. Okay? Let's go back to Exodus chapter 32.
Exodus chapter 32.
In verse 20.
In verse 20.
So we're talking about the calf here, the golden calf. Then we're gonna go back. Read on.
And he took the calf which they had made,
Right, that golden calf,
and burnt it in the fire,
all right,
and ground it to powder.
and did what?
Ground it to powder.
We just read that, right? Most High ground that molten image, that idol worship image. He ground it down to powder, but it was gold. Read on.
And strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it.
You see that? He did what?
And made the children of Israel drink of it.
He made the children of Israel drink of it. Okay? We want to know what the hell is going on there. Did that make any sense, y'all?
That's serious there.
He made children of Israel drink with powdered gold, and he made them drink the powdered gold.
Oh, I know what that is. Oh, that's the numbers. The jealousy. That's the jealousy drink, man. The Most High is he's we're married to the Most High, so that's that jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Drink. You know what I'm saying? That we supposed to drink. Wow.
And this had some health benefits too. So let's hold it. Let's go to Acts chapter 7 real quick.
Wow.
Acts
That's deep there, bro.
What verse was that?
That was Exodus 32 verse 20.
Yeah, 32.
Let's get an understanding here. Let's go to Acts chapter 7 and verse 22. Because we're going to understand why did the Most High, why did they do that? Why did he break it down? Not only the gold, why did he break it down to powder and then have the children of Israel drink it? You see what I'm saying? There was some benefits to that. We're going to read about it. We'll just give a clue on it. On Acts 7:22.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 22.
We read here a little, there a little.
And Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and was mighty in words and in deeds.
Right, read that from the top again.
And Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians.
Right, go back to 32, Exodus 32. Moses learned was wise in all the where he learned from the Egyptians. We got to understand first and foremost where the Egyptians get all their knowledge and stuff from. So around this time they were drinking. There's something that's very healthy. It's called, remember that, monatomic gold. Remember that? Monatomic gold. You can buy it in gold in powder form. You don't drink a whole lot, but just a little bit, little drops, and you drink. You get it in your system.
Silver too.
Yes.
They got silver.
They got silver and they got gold. So that's where this comes from, to get an understanding of what the hell is going on. I just wanted to show y'all that. I want to get all sidetracked, but let's go back to Exodus chapter 32. So that was Acts chapter 7, verse 22 just then. It's proving that. All right, back to Exodus 32, and we're going to go back to verse 4 again. Exodus 32 and verse 4. We're just breaking down just to understand that golden image. It was a damn idol. It shouldn't have been doing it, and what the Most High did with the image, and then made them drink it, and then why. I just want to go into that a little bit. All right, back to Exodus 32 verse 4.
Exodus 32 verse 4. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, and he had made it a molten calf. Sorry about that, sorry. and said, "These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt."
See, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought. That's why the Most High was pissed off with us and pissed off with actual Aaron for making this molten image, wanting to destroy him. So we know this is a lie right here. These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And is that true? No. They were brought up with a strong, mighty hand of the Heavenly Father. But I don't know damn golden calf.
Right.
Okay, verse 5.
Verse 5. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, "Tomorrow is a feast to the Most High."
You see, that's a key right there. He said what?
Tomorrow is a feast to the Most High.
How do you know it's a feast tomorrow?
They was counting.
See that? You got some man?
They were counting since Exodus
Right.
12.
See?
When he first started telling this is the beginning of your months of the year.
All praise.
They were counting since then, man. Ain't nothing. Cause they had it. The Most High was telling them. I know you done learned from the Egyptians. Just listen up. Moses telling them this is the first day of they you know what I'm saying? Back in Exodus 12, and they've been counting since then, man. Know what I'm saying? Now, do we have a count that the Most High said, "Hey, man," and told them straight up, "Hey, it's 30 days," and I'm like, no, that's the book is a mystery book, man.
Yes, sir.
Precept for precept. That's why you got to go through there and find it, man. You got brothers coming up with some doctrines, man, because they got caught up on some stumbling blocks in here. Talking about 13 months and you know what I'm saying. Sometimes 31 days. It's sad, bro. It's sad that brothers is going all type of ways like this, bro. But go ahead with the class, bro.
All right, man. I'm glad you brought that out, though, because that's very important, man. All right. 4. So now let's go to. Now we're gonna just bring out, that we know. Feast of Pentecost is a what? Harvest, and it's a what? Summer harvest, right? So let's go Exodus 34. We're gonna get it. We're gonna jump into a few precepts that proving the harvest and how that's done. Exodus chapter 32, sorry, 34 and 22.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 22. And thou shalt observe the Feast of Weeks.
Yeah, what's the Feast of Weeks? Feast of Pentecost, which is Feast of Harvest. Read.
And thou shalt observe the Feast of Weeks of the first fruits of the wheat harvest. That's right there, straight cut.
Straight cut.
Of the first fruit of the wheat harvest,
right.
And the Feast of Ingathering at the year's end.
You see that? And that's that way. That's that sheep.
Oh man! Oh man! There you go, right there. Ingathering. Know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Cause you gather right at the end of the year.
Right before.
That's that sheaf, that wave. Know what I'm saying? How you think you get a full sheaf of wheat, a wave? Know what I'm saying? He had it from the ingathering. Know what I'm saying? From the winter, Know what I'm saying? What he got.
All praises, dog.
Yeah.
All praises.
That's where it went at. I remember it, but I couldn't find it where it went at.
All praises, dog.
I got it now.
Yes, sir. Now let's go from there. Let's go to Exodus 23. Let's go to Exodus chapter 23 and verse 16. Exodus 23, verse 16.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 16. And the feast of harvest,
Pentecost,
the first fruits of thy labors,
what?
Which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year,
right? Precept upon precept.
When thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field,
right?
3 times in the year, all thy males shall appear before the Most High.
And we just read that about 3 times a year, all males, right? And we know feasts of weeks, which is Pentecost, is a time. So that's another precept that's proven. Feast of harvest, first fruit by labors, right? And the feast of ingathering, which is the end of the year. That's that harvest. That's that winter harvest,
right? And the feast of ingathering, right? That's separate. 2 different gathering times.
2 different gatherings, man. 2 different gatherings. All praise to the Most High. Now we're gonna get an understanding of. Let's go to John chapter 4 and 35 again. Let's go to John 4 and 35 again. Now we're gonna get some more understanding, Al. This is gonna be beautiful right here. John 4:35. Because what the Messiah is saying? Go ahead.
Book of St. John, chapter 4, verse 35.
All right.
Say ye not, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest.
So how many days is that, Al?
That's 120.
120 days, right? But now we go to, we just read in Leviticus chapter 23, it said you should count 7 Sabbaths and another 50 days. So how many days is that?
50 days, that's 100.
That's 100 days. But read that again. What did Messiah say?
Say ye not, there are yet 4 months, then cometh harvest.
So that's how many days? What's 120? But we were told to count how many days?
100.
We were told to count 100. So how many days is missing? What's going on? What's going on?
And gathering ain't mentioned.
What's going on?
Oh,
the Messiah said, "No, you good,
right,
you good."
Right. Yeah, go ahead. My bad. I said something totally different. Oh, right. I know it's.
But I'm saying now, the Messiah said it's 3. It's 120 days, means 4 months. But Pentecost told us to count 100 days. So that's 20 days off, ain't it? Messiah saying 120. We're told to count 100. What's going on here? Exodus chapter 9. What's going on here? Messiah said 4 months. In the law, we were told to count 100 days. Messiah said 120. We told to count 100. Right? Y'all good?
Y'all writing that down?
Exodus chapter 9. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. Exodus chapter 9. We're going to read a little bit. After chapter 9, we're going to start at verse. I want to read verse 5 real quick, just for a little humor.
Exodus chapter 9, verse 5.
Right?
And the Most High appointed a set time.
And what's that? When the Most High appoints set time, what are they called?
Feast.
Moedim.
Moedim.
All right, let's jump over to verse 22. We love these feasts, man. We love counting. Verse 22.
Verse 22.
And now we get an understanding of, right? The Messiah said 120 days. We're told to count 100 days. So we got to figure out what's going on here, right? Go ahead, verse 22.
Verse 22. And the Most High said unto Moses, stretch forth thine hand toward heaven, that there may be hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man and upon beast, and upon every herb of the field.
And upon what?
And upon every herb of the field.
Right.
Throughout the land of Egypt.
Throughout the land of Egypt. Now, what chapter are we in? At chapter 9.
Right.
So obviously this is before chapter 12. This is before 12, bro. You see that? This is before the first of the year.
Right.
You gotta understand that, right? This is before
the first month.
The first month of the year.
Right. Seeds.
Okay. Verse 23.
Verse 23. And Moses stretched forth his rod toward heaven.
Right.
And the Most High sent thunder and hail. And the fire rained along upon the ground.
And the what?
And the fire ran along upon the ground.
Y'all paying attention to what?
The fire ran along upon the ground.
The fire ran upon the ground. We gotta understand, fire was on the ground, bro. Fire. Read on.
And the Most High rained hail upon the land of Egypt.
Right.
So there was hail and fire mingled with the hail.
Hail and fire mingled with the hail. So it sound like Sodom and Gomorrah, like rain and fireballs.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Read on.
Very grievous.
Ooh.
Such as there was none like it in all the land of Egypt, since it became a nation.
So this place got burnt the hell up. Read on.
And the hail smote throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field.
All that what?
All that was in the field.
So that sounds like everything in the crops got burnt up, right? Read on.
Both man and beast. And the hail smote every herb of the field. And break every tree of the field.
Bro, you see that? Every herb of the field and every tree got burnt up. So that means there was nothing standing. Read on.
Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, was there no hell.
Right. So where his people were, they had a little shit of protection. How you get that shit of protection? Keeping the laws, or obeying him,
Right.
not being damn naked.
Right.
Okay, verse 27.
Verse 27, and Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron, and said unto them, I have sinned this time. The Most High is righteous, and I and my people are wicked.
Yeah, because now Pharaoh done seen all this, you know what I'm saying? He done got a series of events. And he like, I have sinned this time. Ain't know what you mean this time. You know, it was been going on for like a little minute with Pharaoh.
Yeah, for
You know
real.
what I'm saying? So like, verse, go ahead.
28, entreat the Most High, for it is enough
It's enough.
that there be no more mighty thunderings in hell, and I will let you go, and ye shall say no longer.
So we see that the Pharaoh is now he like, man, y'all gotta be dealing with the true God. So read on.
Verse 29, and Moses said unto him, as soon as I am gone out of the city, I will spread abroad my hands to the Most High, and the thunders shall cease. Neither shall there be any more hail, that thou mayest know how the earth is the Most High.
Right, so this is after all that rain, that fiery rain and done burnt up everything, right, y'all? Y'all got that? Okay, boom, verse 30.
But as for thee and thy servants, I know that ye will not yet fear the Most High. And the flax and the barley was smitten.
See that? The flax and the barley was smitten. This flax is the wheat. The wheat and the barley was what?
Was smitten.
Smitten mean what? It was all burnt up, right? Read on.
For the barley was in the ear, and the flax was bald,
meaning burned. See, the barley was in the ear, and the flax, the wheat was boiled. So everything was burnt up, right or wrong. Y'all can see that? Yeah. Everything was burnt up. You with us, Al? You good? Okay, that's my brother deep. My brother get deep in that book. All praises. Verse 32.
Verse 32. But the wheat and the rye were not smitten.
See, this is the key right here. Verse 32. Read that again.
But the wheat and the rye were not smitten.
Why? Read on.
For they were not grown up.
You see that? Read verse 32 again.
But the wheat and the rye were not smitten.
Why not? Read.
For they were not grown up.
So why the fire and the hail ain't messed that? Ain't mess it up. It was in the ground.
It's in the ground, right? Right. Planted. That's that 120. Like Christ.
See that? So when were we told in the law to start counting? Day 16.
Right.
Of the first month, right? After that Sabbath, after day 15, right? We started counting day 16, right? So if you count back 20 days, where you at? 12th month. Count 20. 16. 16. Day 16, you count back 20 days. Where that put you? Math right there. 30 days in a month. You count back 16. If it's day 16, you count back 20. What day that's going to put you? That's going to put you in the 12th month. What day? 20. What's 16 plus? Come on, brothers. I know. Day 16 minus 20. Hey, it's okay. Hey, it's been a long day, man. It's been a long damn day. It's okay, man. 16 back. When you go back here, what's that? That's 16, right? Back 4 more days. 16 plus 4 is what? What's 16 plus 4?
20.
Oh, y'all want to chime in? What's 16 plus 4? 20. So you count back. So month 12, and how many days in a month? 30. So you count back from day 12, from month 12 minus 4. So what? That's what? Day 26?
Day 26.
That's day 26 of the 12th month.
Yeah.
We're told to count 100 from here. And we know the harvest is 120. It was already in the ground 20 days. Does that make sense or not?
27. Right.
It was already in the ground 20 days starting right here.
Right.
So you just count at 16 already, minus plus another 4. Day 26.
27.
is when they started, or 26, 27, you know what I'm saying? That's when they
Yeah,
started.
but that's right there, though.
26, 27 is when they planted it.
Right.
All praises, man. And you only can do that by what? Reading and counting. Reading comprehension.
I'm gonna write that in here. I'm gonna write day 26 next to that right there. What that was again? What was that? Oh, we were over here in 32. No, 9.
Exodus chapter 9, verse 32. Read that again, man. That's heavy right there. People gotta understand, man.
Exodus chapter 9, verse 32.
Mm-hmm.
But the wheat and the rye were not smitten.
And that's what the spring summer harvest, isn't it? Read.
For they were not grown up.
That's why it wasn't burnt up like everything else. It was in the ground.
Everything fertilized and ain't burned.
Right. See what I'm saying? Like if we fertilize something right now, and in the yard catch on fire, that stuff's still good.
So the ash gonna fertilize the soil.
Yep, that's why most of them causing them fires over there in California.
Right.
He's really doing his work, man.
Slash and burn.
He's fertilizing.
They can fertilize.
Yeah.
That's what happened to the South. Slash and burn agriculture.
All
That big
praises.
black belt.
All them wildfires out west.
All praises. That's why we don't see now that helps us understand another thing. That helps us understand another thing. Because when the Most High, right, when he finna turn, what he's coming with? Fire. Fire. He finna purify the earth.
Yeah, he finna
Ain't gonna be no, the world's coming to an end. Ain't no end. It's the end of this kingdom.
Full and plentiful.
Yeah, he gotta clean up all, you know what I mean? Because you
gotta purify the wickedness.
Yeah, you got cigarette butt flicked everywhere out the windows and all type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? In the back alley, he finna burn all of that up. Everything gonna be fresh for us. Nah, that's deep, there, boy. That's beautiful.
That's the only way to get. The only way to clean
Oh,
up.
pray you gonna see no dirty diapers in the alleys, none of that. Everything is gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
For the proof, let's go to Isaiah 66, man. Let's get that
That's
real.
real.
That's
beautiful,
and that's
man.
our. That's our. Well, that can be our closeout. How many times time on there? Let's say 107.
Yeah, that's it. 107. 107.
We got a few more to expound on harvest. You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to drop. We already done gave, we done broke it down.
That's deep.
I just got more that proves harvest, the new wine. But that's going a little further in. We don't have to. But hey, now we understand that fire is a purification. I'm glad you said that, bro, because we started out with the Messiah saying what? Harvest is 4 months, man. 4 months, 120 days, man. Right? And we know he coming back, right? Isaiah 66 and verse 15.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 15.
And this kind of goes along real quick, like the brother we just read in Exodus chapter 9, how all the crops, everything was burnt to hell up, and what does that do? It purifies the earth for agriculture.
That's what you learned in Bama.
All praise, man. So now
I got a 2-for-1 then. He was not only destroying the Egyptians, he was getting that thing ready for us. So our crops could be already, you know what I'm saying?
he can get his sheep.
Oh, man, he can get his sheep. The Most High gonna get his off rip.
All praises, all.
He gonna get his off rip, bro.
Rip, man.
Oh,
this how he's coming back, man. This how the Messiah is coming back to the earth. So now we understand, really, that helped understanding the purification. I'm all praises, brother Ab, in the house, man. Reading that and then getting understanding of that's important right there. Let's read it. How we understand? Ooh, when he said I'm not baptized with water and the fire. Oh man, all this fire is coming to my mind now. Read that, man.
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15.
Right.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
This is how he coming to the earth, Israel. Read on.
For by fire and by his sword.
You see that? By fire and by sword. So we got to purify the place and by sword. That's that bring hither right there.
Right.
That's that Luke 19:27.
Right.
For our people, the Israelites, the Jews that don't want to keep God's law, that don't want to come back to their heritage. So fire to replenish the earth, sword for these wicked Israelites that want to get in line.
Right.
Read on.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
Nah, just some people.
Plead with all flesh.
That's it is written, man.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
You see that? Why? Because it said many are called. See that? The land of the Lord shall be many. Why? Because many are called, but few are chosen. So the few that's chosen, they ain't finna feel that sword. They not gonna feel that fire. You see that? But many, the slain of the heavenly Father, of the Messiah shall be many, man. Shall be many. That's what it's saying right here.
Could we see who all the many is?
Go ahead.
They that sanctify themselves. Right. And
That's
purify themselves.
My bad, that's your happy birthday. Right, that's your happy birthday. That's your, look at me. Okay, now.
Saturday, Sabbath, all of that.
Everything lines up with that, right? When he say they that sanctify themselves. That's there's many levels of that. That's your happy birthday on down. Your false idolship, everything that you want to do, and it goes on. Read on.
Sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens, behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh.
So is that talking about just swine? No, eating abominations.
Right.
Read on.
And the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together.
So he's listening. All this going to be consumed together. They that sanctify themselves, which purify themselves, behind the tree in the midst, eating abominations, all shall be consumed together. Everybody finna get it. That's what he's saying, right? That's a list right there. Like my brother, go to 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. We're gonna close out, man. 1 Corinthians 6 and 9.
Damn. You get warmed up, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to drift off that counting Pentecost. This is a counting Pentecost class. Now we're on the Messiah, man. But the Messiah, how he gonna handle things, man? Because why counting Pentecost? That shows how important this is, though.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This shows that I was going to with the Messiah. That was taking me to
that right there was deep that we just read though.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? We could go in an hour and just those couple of verses, man.
And come back around to it.
Right. Yeah, man, because that tree, you have to find out what that tree behind the tree. Now, is he behind the oak tree? See, you have to, that's where you dig at. You know what I'm saying? That's that Proverbs 17:15, you know what I'm saying? Together she should be, you know what I mean? You gonna be with these other nations eating abominations.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Representing Mother Nation.
For real.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
1 Corinthians 6 and 9.
1 Corinthians 6
Again,
and 9.
the class counting Pentecost. We understand how serious this is. We have to count by the ordinance of the moon. It's a commandment. Psalm 90 verse 12. We read Galatians chapter 4 and verse 10. The Messiah said 4 months for a harvest, man. And this place is going to be burnt up with a fire and a sword, man. So we got to understand how important this is. We can't do what we want to do, man. You can't have Pentecost when you feel like it. Because if in that case, if you say that, I mean, you can harvest whenever you want. And we know you can't do that.
It won't work, no.
You can't just go harvesting, man. Just like you can't just... So, 1 Corinthians 6 and 9.
1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High?
Right, he's saying many are called, right, and many shall be burned up. Read on.
Be not deceived.
Be not deceived. All right? We just read that, man, in Isaiah 66 about the abominations, eating swine's flesh. Many are called, but few are chosen, man. So be not deceived.
Neither fornicators, nor idolaters.
See, people don't understand. Fornicators to me like you cheating on your girlfriend or your wife.
Cheating with the nations.
You cheating with other nations and with other philosophies, doctrines of men.
Right. Spiritual fornication.
Spiritual fornication. Most High is a jealous God. So you right here, it's happy birthday. That's another God. You're worshiping yourself right there. See, that's it. Money, them pagan names. Like we had our brothers that came, that visit us, help us get understanding of pagan names when it come to God, Christ, Lord, and Jesus. We also these pagan names that Sunday through Saturday and that damn January through December, man. That has to be done away with.
Right, bro. Right.
You see? So be not deceived, neither fornicator talking about some damn Friday. Nor idolaters. Read on.
Nor adulterers.
Right.
Nor effeminate.
See, that's what's going on in our community right
yes,
there. This effeminate ain't talking about female, it's talking about you men, man.
Right, man.
Okay? You men don't understand love. Love is rebuke. We all want to come together. You know what brothers are saying, and I'm quoting, the truth is where? The quote is, don't divide in doctrine, unify in unity. I'm unify in unity, don't divide in doctrine.
Right.
There's that no scripture don't say that.
Right.
That's Christianity. That's come as you are.
That is Christianity.
That's Christianity.
That is.
That's religion. Come as you are. God love everybody. Unify and not in doctrine. Messiah said, my doctrine and mine was his who sent me, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the doctrine that we're on. That's what we're based on. There's no coming together. Million Man March gave us understanding with that. If you go back further with the Tulsa bombings in 1921, so there's no coming together. Y'all should understand with that Tulsa Black Wall Street bombing and with the Million Man March 1995, 2000, all that stuff, y'all still talking about coming together?
Right, bro.
You supposed to be repentant Israelites? Come on, man. Nor effeminate. That's the effeminate spirit.
Right.
Come together.
Right. Right, bro. Because they ain't talking about the women. We got to have women in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? They ain't not talking about the women. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the wicked women, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you brothers, man, that's talking about you effeminate brothers. That's what it's talking about. You effeminate brothers, man.
Right. So all praise to the Most High, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Closing out, man, if you're counting Pentecost again, we can close with Galatians 4:10 again. We can close out with that scripture. That same scripture that we opened up with, we can close out with Galatians 4:10, man. Because that's what you have to do. You have to count. That's why we got counting Pentecost. And go back and watch it over again. And go through the scriptures in Leviticus chapter 23 and the other examples that we brought out. Man, you have to count the Pentecost. Okay, and Pentecost lands on the last Sabbath of the 4th month. Day 29 of the 4th month, man. And you're only going to get that if you're counting using the orders that the Most High gave you in Genesis chapter 1, man. Galatians 4:10.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 4 verse 10.
Right?
Ye observe days.
So you got to observe days. Each day is a what? Number. Psalm 90 verse 12. Observe days.
Ye observe days. And months.
And months. Months, moons. He says in Isaiah 66, what he said, from new moon to new moon, Sabbath to Sabbath, shall all flesh come worship me. Read on.
And times.
And times.
And years.
And years, man. You have to do that. It's a plain, straight cut scripture. You observe days, months, times, and years, man. You're only going to do that by the ordinance in Genesis chapter 1. All praise to the Most High. I hope people are edified. Counting Pentecost, man. We know how to count, man. We were taught reading comprehension and how to count, and we got to do that to get the understanding of these scriptures and to be on accord with the Most High at the appointed time. That's the only way you're gonna be on one accord with the Most High at the appointed time. That's the doctrine of this Bible, man. Not the pagan calendar, not false doctrines. We got to stay in the scriptures, man. Okay, and Enoch and Jasher and all them other books aren't telling you how to observe the Most High's times, man.
Right.
Or they would have a book in here. Enoch will have a book in here. I'm gonna throw another one at you. This book of Enoch, which Enoch is it? Because there's 2 Enochs in the scriptures. So a lot of people don't even know which Enoch it is, that book is. And Enoch ain't got too many precepts in the Holy Scriptures. So we got to use wisdom. Psalm 90 verse 12. Teach us number our days so we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. The hearts and mind, you already know that.
That's real, bro.
That's it, man.
All praise to the Heavenly Father, man. Enoch and Jasher and all of them Jubilees, they don't get no play in here, man.
Now we'll pull it out and read something, but it's going back in the closet.
Yeah, just to make a strong point that the Bible is the only thing that needs to be dealt with.
Right.
That's what we'll do. All praise to the Heavenly Father, man. Day 29, Shabbat Shalom, man. Grace and peace. All the brothers and sisters that pushing that truth throughout 4 corners of the earth, man, in the sincerity truth. You know what I'm saying? You gotta throw the sincerity truth on there, because there's brothers that pushing the truth, but they ain't sincere. You know what I'm saying?
He's not 100%.
Right. Right now, at least. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, talk down on nobody. Hopefully they do see and come back. All praise to the Heavenly Father in the name of Hamashiach. Shalom.
Shalom. Grace and peace. You know, our Periscope, y'all get a little extra bonus. You know what I'm saying? That's our old underground